Morning. Here we are. Sunday, November 5th, 2023. I'm Larissa. This is my video diary. Oh my god. So that jacket, the saga continues. It's almost finished. It's almost finished. I even have a price tag on it. The only thing that isn't done is the right sleeve, the right cuff. I took the stitches out twice yesterday before I sat it aside because I didn't want to call it filthy names. Had it been a Monday or a Tuesday or a Thursday, I would have called it filthy names. But I was open to the public yesterday. You know. So it's just hanging on the tailor form. It's so cool. And the other cuff looks so nice. It's so satisfying. This thin little leather lip around the edge. Oh, it's so nice. I'm worried that the right cuff, since I've taken stitches out twice, is stretched. And then I'm going to have to take the whole damn thing off and cut a new piece of leather. If I have to take the stitches off of the lining side, because that's where it's attached, that's going to be a pain. It's going to be a real pain because the lining is so much lighter than the leather, right? Yeah. So growly snarly about that. I pet so many dogs yesterday. I did. I love dogs. I love animals. I love animals. Humans are my least favorite animal, by far. We're the worst animals. The worst. Oh my god. Oh, some dippy old fart came in yesterday and insisted on calling me dear. This is what I think about old men. This is what I think about men who call women dear. I think they're dirty old men. That's what I think. I think they're dirty, creepy, predatorial men. As soon as a man addresses me that way, it doesn't matter what age he is, as soon as he addresses me as my dear, I'm like, ooh, you're a predator. You are a predator, sir. You are creepy. You're the kind of old man who has little nieces sit on your lap and you tickle their puss. Yes, that is the kind of man who calls a woman that they don't know, my dear. A creepy old man. Not even old, you know, be old, just a creepy sexual predator. And he had a woman with him. I don't know, his wife or whatever. I was just like, she was all, well, I must have tasted his dick. I don't know. But I was just like, he's like, I'll be back, dear. And I'm like, don't bother. Yeah, that's what I think of men who behave that way. I'm like, oh, thank you for showing me your predator card. Yeah. And then, speaking of puss, I went to dinner last night, and there's this woman that came in just before we were getting ready to leave. And she didn't just like brush at her front. She like stuck her finger up in her puss twice. I'm like, go to the bathroom if you're itchy. You know, like, I have no problem with people touching their own parts, right? But like, there's just some parts you don't touch in a dining room with strangers. There's just some places you don't do some things, right? Like, in the middle of a restaurant, you don't rub your puss. Yeah, it was weird. Like, huh, that's strange. And she was making this weird face, like, what are you doing? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. And she was wearing this green velvet dress, right? And these beat up old tennis shoes. She had a little girl with her, who was obviously her daughter because it looked just like her. And then her husband came in and he looked normal. The little girl, her hair was like mine is right now, like fresh out of bed kind of thing. It was like, rah, she had this big crazy hair. And just weird. I mean, her husband looked normal, looked totally normal. Like if I saw him walking down the street, I'd be like, oh yeah, you got a woman, you got a wife who grabs her puss in public. It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. Yeah. Human behavior. If you ever get close to a human and human behavior, you better be. How's it go? You better be ready to be confused. That's what Bjork says. Human behavior. Human behavior. Bizarre. Bizarre. Yeah. Anyway. It's got to crack. It needs to. It needs to crack. Mm-mm. So, Brody, are you in here? He is. Brody, come here, buddy. Brody. Come here. Come here. Come on, mister. He's hiding. Come here, mister. Come on up here with mommy. He's wagging his tail. So, yesterday I got home because I pet so many dogs. I got slimed. One dog, big slobbery dog, was all slobbery. I was like, ugh. I had to go wash my hands. I mean, wash my hands after I pet all the dogs, but this one in particular, I was just like, oh my God. I got slimed. I got totally slimed. And I got lots of kisses. Got lots of kisses from dogs yesterday. And I got home. Brody like pinned me on the couch, and kissed me all over. He's like, "You're my mummy." I'm like, "That's right. I'm Brody's mummy. I'm Brody's mummy." One guy, dog sat down at my feet. He's like, "What? You want her to adopt you?" And the dog just like laid down. The dog's like, "Yes, you can go now." I found my mummy. They're so funny. Brody, come up here. Mister, come on. Quit just thumping your tail. Come here. Come on. Please. Please. Please, Brody, please. 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 Brody. He's just thumping his tail like ha 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 ha. You can't even see me. Like if I turn the camera, you wouldn't even be able to see him. He's like down underneath. He lays sometimes at the foot of the bed, where he's like partially underneath the bed, and all you see are his feet and his tail sticking out. That's what he's doing. I can tell. I can tell. That's what he's doing down there. When he was a puppy, he used to go under the bed and shred paper under the bed, make a nest. Yeah, because that's dogs. Dogs, canines, they live in dens in the ground, like wolves, right? And that when they make the male is the one who makes the den, not the mama. It digs the den out and lines the den, right? We'll take in sticks and stuff and shred them to make like a soft bedding. And so that's what he was doing. Sometimes he'd carry up redwood sticks and like he'd pull out smaller pieces from the firewood stack and he'd bring up and he'd shred them underneath the bed. Paper, grab newspaper and stuff, bring it up and shred it underneath the bed. I never got mad at him. I mean, why would you be mad at an animal for doing what their instinct? I knew he'd outgrow it. I knew he'd outgrow it once he learned that, he could sleep on the bed up here and he didn't need to do that. And also once he was neutered, then that instinct was quelled. But he thought he was going to find a mama dog who was making the nest. He's like, I'll make a nest and I'll find a mama dog. and we'll have doggy babies. That's what he was thinking or feeling. Yeah. Now he just lays down there. Hmm. Brody, Brody, you big dog now? Brody. He's like, I'm ignoring you. You talked about my balls. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I hope Omar gets up here with some tea because I hurt. I was telling him yesterday. He's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna dust and sweep and scrub the toilets." I said I'd do more scrubbing. I said, but I played ball with Brody this week and I've been hurting real bad ever since, and can't do the can't do any hardcore scrubbing. And I want to do I want to make bread dough today, so I mean that's a lot of that shoulder. Mm, mm, yeah. Yeah, game's at 3 o'clock. Told him we're going to barbecue. I'm going to make flatbread on the barbecue. Said he's got flatbread to make sandwiches this week. And then I'm going to make hummus today and we'll barbecue. I'll barbecue some peppers and tomatoes and onion. And that's what we'll have. And he can barbecue some sausages if he wants. Yeah. But the hummus, the chickpeas and the bread will make a complete protein. Yeah. I got cucumber down there. I'll make a cucumber salad. I have cucumber and labneh and parsley. I'll make a cucumber salad. And that's what we'll have for barbecue, lunch, brunch today. Dunch, dinner, lunch. I don't know. Because we'll do that during the game, right? So I hope he gets me my tea up here soon so I can start the bread dough and everything. Once I have my tea, then I don't hurt as bad and I can move better. So I made that big batch. I don't remember if you've watched videos a few weeks ago. I made a big batch of my tea and I doubled the it's the same amount of cannabis strain that's in it, but I doubled the other herbs, so I had twice as much volume of tea. And so I'd like to just use as little as I need to that way, because like with any medication, you build up a tolerance or whatever, and so or you become kind of immune to effects or whatever you can. Um, so I just wanted to make sure. Plus, I wanted to try some other herbal um, applications. Like I upped the amount of ginger and I upped the amount of Hoya Santa. And so ginger's anti-inflammatory. Hoya Santa is analgesic. Um, and so by upping that, it's like so there's like half as much cannabis in each dose as what there was before, um, and twice as much ginger and twice as much Hoya Santa. Um, yeah, so it's been working. It's been working. So I'm pleased about that because, like I said, I like to use minimal meds, whatever it is, whether it's that or aspirin, or now during my period when cramps are really bad, I do use some ibuprofen again, but I don't like using ibuprofen. I've noticed since using the ibuprofen that I have other problems. Yeah, because that stuff goes through the liver and it tears you up. Yeah, yeah, and I've been taking bentonite internally now for a week, and I have to say, I have seen a marked difference. So bentonite clay, it attaches to heavy metals, right? So it's like doing a heavy metal detox. Um, it's a mild heavy metal detox without going through chelation. So chelation therapy is much stronger, and it's a chemical reaction that pulls heavy metals out of organ tissue and fatty tissue. Um, and it's dangerous because it can cause toxicity so that you die, right? Um, but it but if it's done slowly, it's safe, right? So bentonite clay does a similar thing. Um, it draws out heavy metals. So I've been taking a liver detox supplement, um, and to aid to support that. That's why I started taking the bentonite clay internally, and it's just weird. It doesn't really have any flavor, but it has a weird texture because it's the texture of slip, right? Because it's mud. It's tablespoon of mud twice a day. I mix it in with some juice. Um, but yeah, I've noticed a marked difference, and it has been helpful. So that'll be good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Pull out heavy metals. Yeah. Remove the heavy metal. I don't like Metallica. I just don't like their aesthetic of music. I understand it's well made and everything. I just don't enjoy it. Sorry, Metallica. I respect you as musicians, and I don't particularly enjoy your music. That's all. Yeah. I'm not crazy about heavy metal. I'm not. I never really have been. Rock, and even some progressive rock, but heavy metal, it's an aesthetic that I find difficult, and I'm not sure. I'm not talking about visual aesthetic. Geez, high school and stuff. I dated a lot of guys that were into metal. Um, but it's just not my industrial. I liked industrial music, but I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. I think it's something about the tonal quality of the guitar and progression of the drumming in heavy metal. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's the tonality. It's the tonality, the tonal settings of the guitar and rhythm guitar, and it's not the bass. It's not the bass. I don't mind the bass. It's the guitar and the drum aesthetic in heavy metal. It just doesn't. It's unsettling to me. It's unsettling to me. Mm, yeah, but like I don't consider AC/DC heavy metal. That's rock. You know. Mm. And there's death metal. Death metal I think is kind of funny. It's kind of like over the edge. But like Iron Maiden, uh, Cinderella, uh, Metallica, who else? Slayer. I was never really into them. Wasn't my thing. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I hope he gets his tea up here soon.